One of the biggest sequences we had on Empire Strikes Back was, of course, Hoth, where the land battle took place. When we were figuring out how to do that, from my background of effects photography that I've been doing for years, the matting process, where you're putting separate pieces of film together, is pretty problematic, and it was in the photochemical days. So I came up with essentially what was the technique that had been sort of used in the original King Kong, which is doing it all with big scenic backgrounds and layering the sets with paintings and gauze to make it look hazy like it would there, and have everything pretty much finished in front of the camera. So I could just look through the camera and see the walkers in there, a miniature walker and a miniature set with like little tiny white powder on it that would look completely fake if I looked alongside of the camera, but by going back through the camera, I could tweak all the little things and make it look like it was real. And then we could, on top of that, we could mat in little speeders flying around and everything like that. But it meant that we started out with something that did not have any compositing work in it. I think that really helped the sequence, because any compositing we had to do against a light colored background was very, very problematic in those days.
For snow, we used a combination of baking soda and micro balloons, so it was real soft, fluffy snow, but it was really irritating to everybody because of the baking soda. Everybody's wearing goggles, and we got running eyes and respirators, and of course the stuff would get all over the camera gear, and the cameramen were always upset.
The sets were essentially plywood with trap doors in them that were hidden. So the animator could sort of hide underneath the table, shoot one frame of film, and then to shoot the next frame where the puppet is, there'd be a trap door that he would open up, stand up, be able to reach out and animate the puppet for one frame of film, just move it to the next slight position, then go back under and close the door, and the trap door had all this sort of white powder stuff on it that made it look like it was snow. Then we'd shoot one more frame of film. And it was that way for 24 frames every single second. And sometimes the camera was sort of locked off, sometimes the camera would be flying down frame at a time, flying over it as though it was a point of view, and but all done essentially the same way.
But we had to do the shot over and over. So it was one of those things when we finally got the shot, everybody cheered because we just had to get away from the baking soda.
It really helped the sequence, I think, the reality of it, compared to a lot of other work that had been done at that time that was relying more on matting and stuff like that. I'd always followed effects in films since I was a little kid, and I pretty much had an idea what sequences would work, what techniques would work in old films I'd seen, and I could never quite figure out why everybody just didn't do it the right way. But for whatever reason, this seemed to be the right way to do this sequence.